What's up, guys? The Lost One Gaming here, and welcome to the Monster Inside, an sorry about that, that's my phone. An audio-visual novella by Random Seed Games. This is a free-to-play game, so if you like what you see, you can download it on Steam for free. Sorry if my voice cracked. No charge whatsoever. But this is like a noir-style detective sort of game. My head pounded, ears still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I had in years left me feeling like I'd been punched in the jaw. But just like any other day, I dragged myself to the office. I thought it was going to read this for me, to be honest. There's the office. There was another notice on the door from Mayor Vanetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me much and were trying to drown me in paperwork. The cigarette smoke is just wafting into the air, and there's this random chair over there. But there's no coats on the coat hanger, and where am I at during this whole thing? It was a slow month. Weeks since I'd had any real case to work on. So I passed the time pacing the office, smoking and staring at the mirror in the corner. I guess that's that over there. Safely covered with an old bed sheet. Okay. I don't dare look at my own reflection. I'm too afraid of what I might see. Afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. Dun dun dun. The girl came in so quiet, I nearly choked on my cigarette. Where's this girl coming in? I don't see any girl coming in the door, and where am I at during this thing? Seriously, you can't narrate something that isn't freaking happening. Girl, mister, please, you gotta help me, mister. Calm down. Sit and talk slow. Yeah, what can I help you with? You ever hear of knocking first? Calm down. Sit and talk slow. Okay, thanks. It's just no one will listen to me. There's been a murder. Just tell me your tale. I'm listening. She eyed me with just a dash of suspicion as I tossed back a handful. Wait, what? I tossed back a handful of pills and chased them with a swig of whiskey. I could tell this might take a while. Her name was Lily. She didn't tell me her name. She told me she was his mistress, the man all over the newspapers, the infamous banker, Mr. Reginald Farnsworth. Mr. Farnsworth was drunk, philandering. I can't say that word because I don't curse. I guess that's technically a curse word, right? I'm a drunk too, apparently, if I took those pills with whiskey, but this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he had recently gone missing. He probably fell off a bridge or something in the middle of the night drinking, you know. It's not uncommon. Less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago. So this is in New York, I'm assuming. You don't understand. He just couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him, and no one believes me. He's got to be in trouble. I ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you think he's in danger? Case looks pretty simple to me. I'll go with option number 1. Well, Mr. Jack, you can call me Jack. Jack, whoever did that to his wife must have been the one who took him. He would have never left without me. He promised me. Well, I mean, that's how it goes sometimes as a mistress. You know, you get promised the world, and then, well, the world doesn't come to you. Not that I would know these things, but I mean, that's how it usually goes in movies, right? The guy always promises, oh, I'm going to leave my wife for you. And then 2 seconds later, nah, forget you. I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this poor girl a lot of things. Ooh, what are we talking about in terms of things? Please, the cops won't listen to me, and they want to bring him in on charges. What, they don't freaking know where he is. So how are they going to bring him in? You got to prove it wasn't him before they find him. Honestly, I doubt they're in too much of a hurry. Farnsworth had practically the entire police force in his deep pockets. Probably why they hadn't found much yet. If they found him and brought him in, it would be due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money. You've got my curiosity, but you might not like what I find. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of this. Don't you worry. I'm going to be assuring. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jack. Thank you, but please be careful. I don't think this was just any murder or kidnapper. I think it was a beast. What? A beast? What? I think you are crazy. Get out of my office. The word struck me funny. Like when you jar your elbow on a hard corner. Ooh, that sucks. Not a word many use these days except in hushed whispers and bedtime stories for children. Why would you tell your children bedtime stories about a beast? They already have enough problems going to sleep. Why would you need to add that to it? They're already afraid about monsters under their bed. Oh, they were real enough, all right. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges. But I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years. Back when I was still a cop. Wait, so what am I now? Cop myself. I guess I'm a detective, so I'm not technically a cop anymore. Well, that's definitely an interesting theory. Leave the detective work to me. I can help you. We'll get to... Yeah, we'll say that again. And you seem like the kind of man who's good at solving mysteries. Sure. Can't you see how busy I am with cases? Literally nothing there. I replied a little too harshly. Sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she saw anything suspicious. We all know how this works. She's gonna get murdered in the middle of the night, because the cops never do anything in these things. I didn't know if she was in any danger herself, but better safe than sorry. Why don't I send someone with her then, if I feel like she's in danger? That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something there the cops had missed. On to Chapter 2. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got a knack for finding the things others overlook. Okay, so there's a, why is that still there, if this has been days ago? A knack, more of a symptom of condition. Other, less useful symptoms I kept in check, but for the time being, my keen sense of smell would come in. What the frick are you smelling like days after a murder? And the body's gone. What are you smelling? Okay. It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. Must? Urine? The scent was less of a thing and more of an What? Am I smelling hatred? Seduction. Oh, seduction. A strangely familiar smell. I expected the scent of trepidation or maybe even outright fear, but Mrs. Farnsworth seemed to have been at the height of pleasure. Whoa. Whoa. What? My ears. Your ears. Don't, okay. The height of pleasure when she left this world. Brought new meaning to a crime of passion. Okay. Pushing the thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business. Investigate the scene. Okay. Muddy footprints everywhere. Difficult to pick out anything from the prints the cops left behind in their haste. Okay. But cops don't wear $2,000 pairs of Carcanos. What? How did I know shoes? I knew exactly what they were. What? I'm pretty good. It looked like Mrs. Farnsworth was there that night and walked... Oh, Mr. Farnsworth was there that night and walked away on his own 2 feet. Investigate the scene. What can I find now? What is there to look at? I can't click anything anymore. Oh, there. The scratch marks on the tree. A burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. This wasn't just any burn mark. This was the mark of an ancient magic. It's doubtful the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right? Something unnatural was at play here. I'm concerned. But I was no stranger to the strange. Stranger things, okay? Stranger things. After looking around for a while longer, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me. So I trudged back to my apartment and my head hit my pillow like it owed me money. Okay, we're on to chapter 3. This game is apparently really short, actually, and it is a free-to-play game, so that's probably why. And it's kind of like a video novel, so I'm not actually doing anything other than reading. The next morning, I was reeling from another bout of ghoulish nightmares, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily, was already sitting outside my office. I should do this for a living, shouldn't I? Probably not. It probably sounds like crap. She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside. Seemingly afraid of what I might say, she finally worked up the courage to ask, "So, what did you find?" "Well, I've got some good news. Farnsworth might still be alive. Not sure about beasts, but something unnatural was at play. Might be right to worry about monsters. Found us, but no." I probably shouldn't have given her false hope like that, but she seemed like she needed something to hold on to right then. She didn't need to know about the mark on the tree. Exactly, she didn't need to know. "How do you know that? Where is he?" "Found his footprints. Seemed like he got out safely." "There were signs he was at the scene and slipped away." We'll say that. My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. A dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds. Can I stop drinking whiskey? Can I stop drinking whiskey right now? "But you don't know where he went. Do you think the news this morning is... What news? What news? Haven't you heard? Apparently not." "Nope. Rough night, followed by a rough morning. They found the police chief's wife dead down by the docks. They say it happened last night." Why is everybody's wives being killed? Why? Why the wives? Why not the actual men themselves? "Let me guess. Chief Amato is missing too." My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicions, but it faded quickly. Amato was a shift cop. Oh, that's not shift. I definitely can't read that. He was a crap cop and a crap chief. He was half the reason I left the force, but now his wife was dead and I had more questions than I did the day before. The gears in my head started to spin, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain at my temples. I told Lily I needed time to work, and she left slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. That night, after the cops had cleared out the docks, I would slip down and see what I could uncover concerning Mrs. Amato's untimely demise. Time for Chapter 3. The music has changed. The cold air smelled strongly of salt and oil and probably fish. And could it be? Could what be? That smell again. Like someone had bottled pure arousal and used it as perfume. How the frick do you know what that smells like? It hit me like a long-forgotten memory, but the sensual fumes soon gave way to a rush of adrenaline. I knew exactly what the scent reminded me of, and that scared me more than not knowing. I looked down at my hands, shaking, the nightmares, the headaches. No, I was better now, reformed. What, am I secretly a werewolf or something? I had to focus, no jumping to conclusions. Follow the evidence. Investigate the scene. Okay. Red Phoenix cigarettes. Same crappy brand I smoke every day. Everyone's got their vice. Okay. There, just there, the smallest piece of purple fabric, torn and caught in a splinter of a board. You mean tell me the crime scene investigators didn't see this stuff? The police report didn't say anything about Miss Amato wearing purple, and it was certainly of a quality that you wouldn't expect down here. Don't see too many high society types around flaunting royal purple threads. I pulled out my own pack of reds and lit up. I could already feel another headache coming on, but looking out over the waves seemed to help me forget. The cold helped me push down the uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling to the top of my brain. Time for Chapter 4. I honestly don't remember the walk back to the office. Apparently I spent the night in my easy chair, that thing right there. The air from the docks, that thing right there. The air from the docks lingered on my clothes. It was still dark out. No, I checked the clock. How long had I been out? Had I really slept through the entire next day? A newspaper was sitting under the door. As I stood to fetch it, I nearly fell over. A wave of nausea. Is Lily dead? Is she gone too? A wave of nausea hit me like a ton of bricks. I steadied myself and regained my composure. Before I even picked up the headline. Before I even picked up the paper, I could already read the headline. Breaking. Mayor missing. Why are the wives dying? What is with the wives right now? Mayor missing. Wife found dead. I seriously don't get it. 2 cases is a coincidence. 3 is a pattern. 3 is also company. Alright? The cops would come asking questions soon. They knew I had a history of antagonizing all the victims. I stumbled to my desk and slammed back 3 days worth of inhibitor pill. Good lord. I couldn't take any chances. I had to investigate the scene to be sure. I threw on my jacket and went to the door. Lily caught me off guard on the other side. Jack, where are you off to? I've been trying to reach you all day. I'm sorry, Lily, but I don't have time to talk. I have to go. I've just been busy. I'm off to Mrs. Vanetti's crime scene. Okay, but we need to talk. When you get back, stay safe. She's gonna die too. Wait, what? She gave me a soft kiss on the cheek as I rushed off. Part of me wanted to stay and tell her it would be okay, but it would be a lie. Chapter 5. Oh god, the music got really dark. Oh my goodness. The alley was located just behind the high-rise apartments where Mayor Vanetti and his wife lived. This place looks kind of crappy, though, for a mayor to be living here. Alright, I could tell the police were spooked now. The crime scene was even sloppier than the last. They hadn't even bothered to submit the trash into evidence. Okay, so trash. Why wouldn't they at least look through the dumpster? It seemed untouched. No one wants to do the dirty work. But I know how to find the good stuff. It really doesn't take long if you know what to look for. Lightweight bags usually mean someone was dumping documents. If you were lucky, they didn't bother to shred them. Jackpot, shell companies, shady stock trades, bribes. I knew Mayor Vanetti was crooked, but this was unbelievable. And there was more. Letters between Mayor Vanetti and Chief Amato, talking about me. How they were trying to get me shut down. They didn't like me snooping around crime scenes all the time. Well, they weren't here to stop me snooping around this one. Okay. Anything else that I can see? The car. Car door. Vanetti's car. If he's still alive, why wouldn't he have left in his car? It didn't make any sense. Honestly, wasn't too motivated to find him. God, I must hate this guy. But the stakes were too high, and my bet was edging towards the unthinkable. As I searched around for anything that might assuage my fears, I caught this scent. This scent is how? It must smell like pee. Like, seriously. It overwhelmed my other senses with undulating pleasure. It was intoxicating. A weapon used on the weak-willed. A weapon I knew all too well, though it had been many years since I had used it. Ecstasy? Ecstasy? What are we talking about here? Was there another like me? Was I being framed? It wasn't possible, was it? I was taking my inhibitors. I was reformed. But the nightmares, the headaches, the memory lapses, I couldn't even trust myself. I started walking back out the alley when something shiny caught my eye. A watch. Not just any watch, though. My watch. Oh, God. Have I secretly been killing people and didn't even know? How long had my wrist been bare? Surely I just dropped it when I first came down the alley. I checked the time just before I left the office, hadn't I? Or had I used the wall clock? I couldn't be sure. I couldn't be sure of anything. So I ran. I ran so far away. I'm not actually going to sing it, but you guys get where that comes from. Next chapter. Chapter 6. I don't know why I ran back to the office. The cops would probably show up any minute. Yeah, any minute to knock the door down and cart me away. They would put it together before long. Maybe it would be the best for everyone if I simply faced my own reflection. but Lily was still there waiting for me. I'm gonna end it here, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Unless this is really short, and then I might have to put it in with this video.